Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to make you one announcement. There will be a special form that is being circulated, so put your name as it appears on your certificate. This will be for awarding certificates of attendance for CPD for all the participants in this 14th CUHAS Annual International Scientific Conference. So put your names as it appears in your documents, include also your proper email address. Okay, thank you.
Tanzania go, go, go. Tanzania go, go, go. Go Tanzania go, go, go. Tanzania go, go, go.
chizwa mtaa, njoni petano kwani leo ni furaha. Kanda mimi unashangaa, speed ile kwenye kona nimeshare.
Basi hakuna kushangaa, hakuna kudua, Watanzania ndio zetu kufurahi. Hakuna kushangaa, hakuna kudua, Watanzania ndio zetu kufurahi.
Vumilia, shindi unakuja kwanza wetulia. Vumilia, vumilia, vumilia. Mikono nyanyua, shangilia Tanzania.
Wazee na vijana mikono nyanyua, shangilia Tanzania. Tanzania go. Go Tanzania go. Go Tanzania go. Tanzania go.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and delegates, so from the Malaika Beach Resort grounds, you can see now the regional protocol are ready to welcome our guest of honor, Honorable Dr. Doto Biteko, who is now on his way very close to the Malaika gate, and we ask for your attention. So our cameras and everything from studio number 2 are ready to bring this particular event live through our YouTube and Zoom link. It's a unique where you merge together the politics, the science, and religions together. We make a difference to move the nation forward. So we thank the government of Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, for her efforts, initiatives, and the permission to allow her subordinates to come here for this special event. So we can see now the arrival. Thank you for studio number 2, organized by the FX studio. All the protocols has been observed, so you can see from there, you can see from your nearby screen what's happening. We thank you also for your patience and complying with our protocol this morning. So you can see now we have everything set up, so you can see the guests of honor arriving, the introductions happening. We apologize for the shake, but we want to capture as close as possible. The Honorable Deputy Prime Minister for the United Republic of Tanzania is also the Ministry for Energy. So you can see during his regime has done a lot to make sure that we have resolved the issues of electricity cut down. And now we have at least almost stable electricity in the country. And we're actually producing enough megawatts for the entire country, and we can soon start selling to our nearby countries. So we are only now need to strengthen the infrastructure for distribution throughout the country. So, and the money behind all these activities, the one on picture, Honorable Dr. Biseko, the Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister for Energy. So here is the briefing happening. So of what is happening, what is going to happen. So the Deputy Prime Minister is informed now on all these kind of activities. And the person who is doing this briefing is Honorable the Vice Chancellor, the Catholic University of West and the Allied Sciences, Professor Erasmus Kamugisha, who is accompanied by the Bishop of Bunda, who is representing the Chancellor of the University, and also accompanied with Professor Peter Lambau, the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Academic Research and Consultants. So you can see whatever that's happening here is under the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Research and Consultants, under the Directorate of Research and Innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, remain seated, remain calm where you are. For those who are going to take a group photo, also remain in the groups mentioned for the next event. We'd like to thank you also Honorable Mr. Saidi Mtanda, the Regional Commissioner for Mwanza, for joining us this morning, and is of the host. So this is our primary host for this particular government event that's happening now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time of its kind where the annual International Scientific Conference for the Catholic University of Health and Allied Sciences is being officiated by the Deputy Prime Minister. And when we talk about One Health and the global health security, is actually under the Prime Minister's office. So this is the right man in place. So representing the office of the Prime Minister. And the One Health issues, the global health security, are really happening within the Prime Minister's office. So we have the right man in the right place. Ladies and gentlemen, the Catholic University of Health and Allied Sciences is now 21 years old. So we can see that a number of years with a lot of successful projects, programs, including academic teachings. So we have master's program, PhD programs, undergraduates, but also we have diploma programs at the university. So from the pharmaceutical, from the lab, from the diagnostics and medical imaging, but we are moving now, apart from offering medicine, science, nursing, we have moved now to the postgraduate programs, which we have more than 16 programs throughout the university. We have the MD in pathology, which is a unique of its kind actually, offered at the university. We have also a master's in medical imaging. which is actually supporting the efforts of Her Excellency President of the United Republic of Tanzania in ensuring that every health facility have adequate technology in terms of diagnostic lab. So you can build a lab, but if we don't have human resource personnel that are full competent in that area, so it won't really be of much benefit to the community. So the Catholic University is training individuals from technician at the lab at the diploma level, but also officers in that space. So now actually the briefing is done, and the Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister for Energy is now going to visit some of the booths that we have there. So you can see now from that specific booths, this is the ASLM booths. This is the Haydom. Actually, this is the Haydom Lutheran Hospital. So they are located in Singida, and actually they have a special project we call Safe Bundle Based Care, where actually by improving technology, equipping these hospitals, they will be able to offer good services at the lower primary health facility. So the Haydom Lutheran Hospital is located in Singida, and they have a big project across the lake zone, the SBBC. It's the Safe Bundle Base of Care. So intentionally actually to equip health facilities with technology to enhance pregnant women deliver safely, and in that effort actually joining the efforts of the sixth regime government in reducing maternal mortality and improving in neonatal health. So thank you so much the Haydom Lutheran Hospital for joining us in this annual scientific conference of its kind. So the guest of honor is listening, whichever that is happening there, what's happening with the SBBC project and the programs which is happening across the lake zone, including the central part of Tanzania in Singida, Dodoma, and Tabora. When they started actually the SBBC was really like in the first year it was difficult to take off because the technology itself was very new. So equipping that and training individuals, so in collaboration with the Catholic University where we offer human resources in that specific area, we have been able to move forward in more than 16 health facilities in the lake zone. So now the guest of honor is moving to the next booth. So the guest of honor is now at the ASLM booth. And actually, ASLM actually is to, so I have Professor Jeremiah Sen here to explain about the ASLM activities. So what do they do actually, Prof?
So the American Society of Microbiology, or African Society of Microbiology, or ASLM, they're working on strengthening antimicrobial resistance surveillance in the African region. So they have like 5 platforms. They have a training component. They call it CUHAS, or Qualifying Workforce for Antimicrobial Resistance in Africa and Asia. and they have another platform on EQ. We call it EQ Africa. So this provides quality assurance to laboratories across the African region. But also they're working closely with the Framing Fund. So they have what we call Framing Fund Regional Grant and the Framing Fund Country Grant. So all in all, they are supporting laboratory infrastructure, antimicrobial resistance surveillance, but also they are providing critical training so that we have a critical mass that is required for sustaining the initiative against the antimicrobial resistance.
Thank you so much, Professor Jeremiah Seni, who was taken through, I'm taking us through on the ASCLM, and the Deputy Prime Minister is receiving some briefing on what they do in collaboration and in support of the sixth regime government under the leadership of Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan. So all of these collaborators and partners, they really actually help a lot in what we call the public-private partnership. And since the first day she took on her office, Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan has been fostering and really supporting this kind of public-private partnership. So whichever that the government is doing, our partners and the collaborators should be supporting on that. And that's this actually, if we talk on achievement and the excellencies, so this is an area where actually the government has achieved a lot in bringing all these partners together. So you can see there is a lot of partners and collaborators throughout the country in different health programs. So for instance, we had an opportunity to hear about the SBBC Band of Care from the Lutheran High Dome Hospital, and now we have heard about the ASLM project throughout the country, is what Professor Jeremiah Seni have explained. So the next one here. So this is Inkaba Biotech. So Inkaba Biotech, actually they do a lot, and I have Professor Benson Kidenya here to take us through on the Inkaba Biotech activities in the country.
So Inkaba is the company that deals with the selling and supplying of the biochemical and molecular biology lab facilities, consumables, and other issues. We have been working with them for many years. They have been supplying primers, lab gadgets for measuring DNA and whatever. Even they can do facilities for genomic, as I've been discussing today.
Thank you so much, and the guest of honor is at the fourth booth. And this is the School of Medicine. So we have the dean here, School of Medicine, Dr. Haruna Dika. What's really actually, when you talk about the School of Medicine, what is it and what do you do actually?
In the School of Medicine, we are fulfilling the three core activities of the university, which are teaching, consultancy, and research. So we are training students on how to serve the community, and also we provide the services to patients and the community. As you are moving from various places in the booth, you will be shown what activities which are done by each department. And also we saw what we are doing, the research, and the what we have achieved. Mainly one of the major issues which we contributed, one that we discovered one of the bacteria in 2016. And also we have contributed many in the policies of the national and also in the various guidelines of the national. Yeah.
You mentioned about the discovery of the bacteria. Which bacteria is that?
This was called the Enterobacteria bugandensis. So this was discovered, the first bacteria to be discovered in Bugando, and that's why this was named as the bugandensis.
Thanks so much, Dr. Haruna Dika, the Dean for the Weri Bugando School of Medicine. So we see that on the picture, we see a lot of equipment, some human specimen. And what are these actually for?
So the equipment which are shown there are used for training, and the others are used not only for training, but also for doing investigations. So, if you can do as a checkup or investigation to the patients. Yeah, and also some are for simulation on how to train students before starting going to act direct to the patients. So that's the simulation. So for example, training students on how to deliver or how to restate the newborns is first done in the lab before going to the wards.
So first done in the lab before going to the actual. So how do you ensure that there is no harm to the patient?
So after ensuring that the students can practice this safely through these mannequins, and that's when you can be allowed to go to patients.
Thank you so much, Dr. Haruna for being part of this morning. And now the guest of honor is moving to the next booth. So this is the School of Pharmacy. The School of Pharmacy actually, apart from pharmaceutical care and teaching health professions on how to manage properly, proper description is very essential, and encouraging completion of dosage for patients. But also they have innovations and manufacturing components. So what they are doing here is teaching an entrepreneurship skills. So looking on the business model of our training. So teaching them how to produce products that are really first line in consumables, and where actually most of the communities rely on, like production of soap, production of sanitizers, production of skin medication using medicinal plants. So the good thing with the products that they produce at the School of Pharmacy that they have gone through both like the TMDA approval, TBS, but also ensuring our own safety and quality, so that these specific products they have minimal harm to the end users. So like one of the product is the dermatological. So this is the skin care product. It's very cheap because it's using local material. Is reliable, but also safe in terms of applicability. That means we have used it, tested ourselves. Apart from before going to the regulatory bodies, the university also through the ethics body has already gone through that and approved it. So remember, the Catholic University of Health and Allied Sciences have an ethics research review board, where actually all these activities, innovations, they go through this specific body before they start actually being released or seeking regulatory approval. So this is the School of Pharmacy, and we have seen. So the guest of honor now is ready to move to the next booth. This is the School of Nursing, and I'm lucky here that I have the Dean for the Archbishop Anton Mayala School of Nursing. So what do you have today?
Yeah, thank you. The Archbishop Anton Mayala School of Nursing, I've decided to show you what we do. We have several projects, and as collaboration is the key, you can see on our poster, there's a poster which shows all the projects at the moment. I'd like to highlight only one, the first one which you see, INFPRI for Africa project. In this one, we are dealing, it's a capacity building project, but we are dealing with the infections within our work and in the community, health acquired infections. What we do, we are developing a model after identifying the reality of the infections in the country and in Mwanza. So we have developed the model and scenarios to teach as a issue which we know now it is going to be sustainable for African countries. And we are the model we are developing in Tanzania, us and KSM College, and also in Madagascar, 2 universities, and in Europe we have 2 universities. So this is what we do. And in South Africa, there is also another project, which I think there is Dr. Kija with you there. He's going to explain all the other projects. In terms of daily practice, we do teach our student a simulation. We'd like to show you one of the simulator for newborns. Guest of honor, you know, there's a problem of more neonatal deaths, which are caused by birth asphyxia. So as nurses and carers, we want to assist newborns when they are failing to breathe. So we have a helping baby breathe procedure, which one of the students there you are having, if you have time, is going to conduct that procedure. Otherwise, other procedures, you'll see them on the screen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Rose Liza, for that explanation. And I see you have competent people there explaining, and the guest of honor is following keenly. In terms of these technologies, we see that you have so many universities across Africa and Europe that you are collaborating and linking. How was this possible?
Yeah, I just want to say, friendship is the key. We share with our fellow nurses all over Africa.
So see now on your screen, this is the demonstration, what is happening to the neonates, as what the professor has mentioned. And it's really happening here. It's really inspiring, and we are thrilled about it. And we have Mr. Mundamshim, who is explaining these specific procedures. Well, this is really important, Prof, in making sure that our students are getting really these skills at hand. So how do you, in terms of larger classes, how can this be possible?
Yeah. We have also a new innovation where we have 2 rooms. We use the screens, and the other screen is connected to the other room with the support of our IT at CUHAS. So we can have maybe 30 students in a class or in a lab, and then the others in the second lab, and this is projected. So at least 40, 60 students at a time when the teacher is teaching, like now Mundamshim, if it was possible, others would have been seeing in the other room. We have that technology.
And we'd like to thank Her Excellency President of the Republic of Tanzania, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, through the Global Fund for COVID. So on that aspect, actually, you can see through investment in technology, we are able now to expand our teaching without congestion, as what Professor was explaining. So this is what is really happening here. And we really appreciate all the Secretariat for being able to show us what is really happening on the ground. Because if when we pass through the university buildings, we never see like close unless you know what's happening in the re-teaching class. And if you are from not from the nursing, then you might not be able to appreciate this. One word for Tanzanians who are watching you now here and they're watching this session live, what would you like to say about that in the nursing teaching industry in Tanzania?
Yeah. I'd like to call upon everybody to know that nursing is growing like any other profession. So in collaboration with other nurses, for example, from Portugal, from other African countries like Madagascar, we now can see CUHAS, with the support of the management, is assisting Archbishop Anton Mayala School of Nursing to show. And maybe one of the products, we want to thank the government. This year, at least I understand, last month, 6 a CUHAS student employed in Kilimanjaro. They started last week. 3.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Professor. And the guest of honor now has moved to another booth. And this one here is the School of Public Health. So the School of Public Health actually offers a number of programs. So we have the Master of Public Health, they have the Masters of Epidemiology and Biostatistics, but also they do a lot in terms of community engagement and knowledge translation. We have a student here, so this is the AKC part. That's in the School of Public Health, the number of projects where actually they do the community engagement, and the EKC part actually look specifically on activities on curbing down the effects of psoriasis, especially in isolated islands like Ukelewe, Amanya, Ijinga, and the other islands. So where actually these communities have access to water, but they don't have access to clean and safe water. So through the EKC project, a lot of is happening. So we thank our German collaborators for supporting the EKC project in Tanzania, the Uzbek University Hospital, so you can see what's happening there, and they will see what actually is really happening. So the coordinator for EKC is explaining what's happening in the psoriasis control. But we have the strengthening One Health and Planetary Health project in East Africa and beyond. It's a Sophia project. So with our collaborators from the University of Eldoret in Kenya, and the University of Uzbek and the Uzbek University Hospital and the Catholic University, they are teaming up to bring what we call the North-South-South partnership in addressing issues of planetary health. So a lot is being done, especially on the microplastic along the Lake Victoria, and really, actually, we appreciate all the supports the Catholic University, especially the Directorate of Research and Innovation, and because of that, as we have been able to achieve a lot. We apologize for the technology failure, but soon we will resume. So, but while we are waiting for the technology, we have one of the best researcher who was awarded through the Ministry of Education Innovations, Dr. Emanuela. So you are one of the best, and you were able, you were awarded the best research publication in the high impact journal. Can you tell us about your research in a nutshell?
The research looked on sickle cell risk of getting stroke, and we had a previous data that said at our institution stroke is up to 11% of the patients that are presenting at our hospital. And hence, in order to prevent stroke, we studied the drug known as hydroxyurea, if it can prevent stroke before it occurs. Because in developed world, they use blood transfusion. They transfuse patients every month in order to prevent stroke. But that transfusions at our country is limited. So we used the drug hydroxyurea, and we provided increasing the dose, and it have helped the patient with sickle cell disease to prevent stroke before it occurs. Despite of preventing stroke, it also prevented other complications as anemia, pain crisis, and hospitalization episodes. So we concluded saying that hydroxyurea is the best drug for stroke prevention, and it can be adapted at developing world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Emanuela. And now actually they are moving to the Convocation. So this is the Convocation president explaining to the deputy prime minister on what's happening. When we talk about convocation, we bring all the alumni from the Catholic University of Health and Allied Sciences, including staff. So as long as you have been working with the Catholic University in different projects, as long as you have been part and parcel of CUHAS, as students, graduates, so you are being part of the alumni, and this is all convocation about. So for the photo sessions, deans and directors, so while the dean and directors are getting ready, deans and directors, please. Yes. So the foreign delegates and the collaborators I mentioned earlier, the representatives, please come here. Foreign, please come here. Foreign collaborators and delegates, representatives. Foreign, please. You're here. Okay, so you are next. The foreign delegates and the collaborators I mentioned, so the representative of the foreign delegates and the collaborators, you are the next on the picture. So immediately after the first picture, please join with me here at the exit door. So you can see that the convocation technology. So now, so because of time, so we are moving to the next session. Now you can see the Deputy Prime Minister. So we are moving straight to the photo session. And I will start with deans and directors. The deans and directors. So this is the first picture with deans and directors from different directories and schools. So deans and directors from different schools and directorates, we have graduate, the finance, dean school where it began the school of medicine. We have the Bishop Anthony Mara School of Nursing. We have the library and the ICT. We have the Institute of Allied and Sciences, then we have now a second picture with the foreigners and the collaborators, representatives. Foreigners and the collaborators. Quick, please, if you can speed up. Foreigners and the collaborators. Secretariat, please. Secretariat. Secretariat is here. Once you have taken your photo, go back to your seat and remain seated. Secretariat, please. Thank you so much, and that was the last photo. So now we take it back for. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. So now the guest of honor is almost here. So please get seated. Everyone to stand up when welcoming the guest of honor. May we join hands with the song that is being played to welcome the guest of honor. Thank you so much. Everyone get seated and remain comfortable on your seat. May I now take this opportunity to welcome Father Reverend Moses Mapela for the official opening prayer.
Kwa jina la Baba na la Mwana na Roho Mtakatifu. Amina. Tuombe. Ee Mungu Baba Mwenyezi, tunakushukuru kwa zawadi ya uhai na uzima unaotujalia. Tunakushukuru kwa afya njema. Tunakushukuru pia kwa kumjalia mwanadamu akili na utashi wa kuweza kupanga na kubuni mipango mbalimbali inayomwezesha kuishi vema. Basi tumekusanyika hapa kwa ajili ya kujadili mambo mbalimbali yanayohusu afya zetu na usalama wake. Tunakuomba utubariki sote, bariki viongozi wetu, bariki viongozi wa chuo chetu ili waendelee kutuongoza vema, waendelee kutoa nafasi mbalimbali kwa walimu na wanafunzi ili waweze kufanya tafiti mbalimbali zitakazotuwezesha kupata afya njema na usalama wake. Tubariki sote, bariki wote watakaowasilisha mada zao za utafiti. Basi mada hizi ziweze kutusaidia zaidi kuishi tukiwa na afya njema na usalama wake. Tunaomba hayo kwa njia ya Kristo Bwana wetu. Amina. Kwa jina la Baba na la Mwana na Roho Mtakatifu.
And for the Muslim community, may I take this opportunity to welcome Sheikh Twaha Bakari Utali on behalf of the regional Sheikh.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله سيدي صلى الله عليه وسلم ربنا تقبل الدعاء وتوب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. Mwenyezi Mungu muumba mbingu na ardhi na vyote vilivyopo ulimwenguni, tumekusanyika hapa katika jambo tukufu, jambo muhimu la afya ya mwanadamu. Mwenyezi Mungu tunakuomba kikao hiki kipe baraka zote. Mwenyezi Mungu tunakuomba pia na yale ambayo yatakayozungumzwa na yaliyozungumzwa, Mwenyezi Mungu tunakuomba utupe afya njema, tuyatie akilini na pia tuende tukayatendee kazi. Mwenyezi Mungu tunakuomba kwa baraka yako na utukufu wako, tumekusanyika hapa tukiwa na mgeni wetu rasmi ambaye si mwingine Mheshimiwa Dr. Biteko. Tunakuomba Mwenyezi Mungu kwa baraka zako na utukufu wako, mjalie kila la kheri huko katika shughuli zake na pia katika afya yake. Mwenyezi Mungu tunakuomba, tupo katika nchi hii tukufu ya Tanzania na anayeongoza ni Amiri Jeshi Mkuu ambaye si mwingine Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan. Mwenyezi Mungu mpe afya njema huko aliko na pia mjaalie katika wale ambao wanaoongoza tuwe wenye kumtii na pia ni wenye kufuata maelekezo yake. Mwenyezi Mungu tunakuomba pia katika mkoa wetu wa Mwanza tunaye mkuu wetu wa mkoa ambaye ni Saidi Mtanda, yeye na wakuu wa wilaya na wale wote anaoongoza. Mwenyezi Mungu wajalie wape afya njema, watuongoze kwa busara kama wanavyotuongoza. Mwenyezi Mungu tunakuomba kwa utukufu wako, hivi sasa tunakwenda katika chaguzi hizi za serikali za mitaa. Mwenyezi Mungu, katika chaguzi hizi tunazoendea, tunakuomba Mwenyezi Mungu zipe baraka, zipe utulivu, nchi iwe na amani na kila mmoja atii katika yale ambayo tumeelekezwa. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wasahbihi wasallim. Amin, amin.
Thank you so much, Sheikh Twaha Bakari Utali. May I now welcome the Vice Chancellor for the Catholic University of Uhesi and Allied Sciences, who will give welcome remarks, and then welcome Honorable Mr. Saidi Mtanda, the Regional Commissioner, who will welcome Honorable Omar Kipanga, the Deputy Minister of Education, Science and Technology, who will finalize by welcome the Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister for Energy, our guest of honor, Honorable Daktari Dr. Mashaka Biteko.
Honorable Dr. Biteko, Deputy Minister of the Deputy Prime Minister of the United Republic of Tanzania and the Minister for Minerals. Honorable Mr. Omar J. Kipanga, Deputy Minister for Education, Science and Technology. We expected to have His Excellency Bishop Eusebius Nzigirwa, Bishop of Mpanda and Deputy President of TEC and Chairman of CUHAS Planning and Finance Committee, but he apologized, he has failed to make it. Honorable CCM Regional Chairman, Honorable Mr. Said Mtanda, Regional Commissioner for Mwanza. I recognize the presence of Professor Msofe, the Director of Higher Education, Dr. Jessica Leba, Regional Medical Officer, Dr. Fabian Masaga, Director General Bugando Medical Center, the Deputy Vice Chancellors, CUHAS, Professor Peter Lambau and Professor Stephen Mshana, CUHAS Council members, the main sponsors of this conference, CUHAS Bugando Medical Center staff and students, organizing committee, media representatives, participants, ladies and gentlemen, tumsifu Yesu Kristo. Assalamu alaikum. Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. I would like to welcome you to the 14th CUHAS International Scientific Conference with the theme of One Health and Global Health Security. It is a pleasure to stand before you today as we gather to explore and discuss critical issues that affect human health, the ecosystems, and our shared future. The theme of this conference is One Health, which underscores the interconnectedness of human, animal, and environmental health that affects the local, regional, national, and global levels to achieve optimal health outcomes. In a period where pandemics, zoonotic diseases, and environmental degradation pose significant threats, collaboration across disciplines is not just beneficial, but it is essential. I would like to welcome our guest of honor, the Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister of Minerals of the United Republic of Tanzania, Honorable Dr. Mashaka Biteko, to this 14th Catholic University of Health and Allied Sciences International Scientific Conference. Thank you for accepting to be the guest of honor for our scientific conference. Research is one of the core functions of the Catholic University of Health and Allied Sciences, and it is now our culture to discuss and disseminate our research findings during the pre-graduation scientific conference every year. And today you are going to open for us the 14th scientific conference. This year, we are privileged to have a lineup of esteemed speakers from different universities and organizations within the university, within it and outside the country, who will share their insights and research, fostering discussions that can lead to innovative solutions. We expect to welcome around the participants and over 150 scientific works and exhibitions for today and tomorrow. We thank the government of Tanzania through the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology and the Ministry of Health for the continuous support to the Catholic University of Health and Allied Sciences and Bugando Medical Center. Through this support, by paying fees for students, support to Bugando Medical Center through provision of some medical equipment, our students and faculties can accomplish their studies and conduct various research that leads to the dissemination conference which we are attending today. Please convey our sincere thanks to Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania. Our humble request to you, the government, is to increase the allocation of funds to both students' fees and research activities to allow our scientists to conduct the cutting-edge research and build the capacity to compete for international grants. Once again, I welcome you all to Mwanza and to this conference, hoping that together we can address the complexities of the global health landscape and create a resilient future for all. Thank you for listening, and with your permission, guests of honor, allow me to introduce few leaders and collaborators. We expected Dr. Bahati Wajanga to represent the Director General of Bugando Medical Center. If you are around, please stand up. Professor Peter Rambau, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics, Research and Consultants. Professor Stephen Mshana, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Planning, Finance and Administration. Professor Domenica Morona, Director of Research and Innovation at CUHAS. Professor Mariam Milambo, the Chairperson for the Scientific Conference. Okay. Deans and Directors, can you stand up? together and wave. Okay, thank you. We have some collaborators, and you can stand up and wave. People from Sofia, Kenya, University of Eldoret. Thank you. USAID Breakthrough Action. ASLM Framing Fund. Weill Cornell Medical College. Else Corona Center, Augsburg University. Thank you. Haydom Lutheran Hospital. Inkaba Biotech. Alive Project, University of Glasgow, UK. University of Calgary. Okay, thank you. And let me take this opportunity now to welcome the Honorable Saidi Mtanda, the Regional Commissioner of Mwanza.
Haya. Honorable Dr. Mashaka Biteko, Deputy Minister and Minister for Energy. Honorable Dr. Omari Kipanga, Deputy Minister for Education, Science and Technology. Mheshimiwa sana mzee wetu Michael Lushinge Masanja, famous as SMART, Regional CCM Chairperson. And also I recognize the presence of members of Regional Security Committee who are here. Dr. Jessica Leba, the Regional Medical Officer for Mwanza. Professor Kamugisha, the Vice Chancellor of CUHAS. Dr. Bahati Wajanga, Director for Medical Services, Bugando Medical Center. Professor Rambau, DVC, Academics, Research and Consultancy. Professor Mshana, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Planning, Finance and Administration. Members of the Council of Catholic University, the sponsors of this conference, government officers who have been invited, staff of CUHAS, and also we have religious leaders who are here, esteemed scientists, members of press, ladies and gentlemen. First, allow me to say thanks to Almighty God for making us to be here today. And also I would like to extend my appreciation to Dr. Mashaka Biteko for accepting our invitation and joining with us today as guest of honor. Mheshimiwa, asante sana. You have been working with us very close. Every now and then when we invite you to come to Mwanza, you have always done so. We appreciate. The second thing, I would like to welcome every one of you, especially those who are coming outside Mwanza. And I would like to assure you that Mwanza is a good and nice place to come and visit. And also, as chairperson who is dealing with security within the region, I would like to assure that there is enough security for you to stay here in Mwanza. There is no any problem at all. So feel free to visit, to walk every corner of Mwanza without any problem. Mwanza is a region with square kilometers, 25,000 square kilometers. 53% of Mwanza has been covered by water, and 46% of Mwanza being land. So most of the economic activities taking place here in Mwanza involves also issues within Lake Victoria. And everyone knows that the large part of Lake Victoria is within Tanzania, especially the Mwanza region. Our region has a population of 3.6 million people, and it's the second largest region in Tanzania after Dar es Salaam. And also it's the region which contributes to national GDP to about 7.2%, becoming second after Dar es Salaam, which contributes to national GDP to about 15%. Last, I would like to thank the government of Tanzania under President Samia Suluhu Hassan for sponsoring many economic activities and development activities here in Mwanza. We have received for almost 3 years 6 trillion from the government of Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, sponsoring development activities and projects in Mwanza, including extension of airports, construction of a very huge market, the so-called Mjini Kati market, construction of Kigongo Busisi Bridge, which is the most famous bridge in Tanzania and in Africa. So I would like now, after I have given some few remarks, introduce the regional chairperson. He can just stand and wave. Mheshimiwa Mwenyekiti, angalau tu uwapungie mkono. Yes. You know, he is from the ruling party, and we recognize his presence. If I don't do so, I will get trouble after this meeting. So after I have made my remark, I would now like to invite Deputy Minister for Education, Dr. Omari Kipanga, who has a responsibility to invite the guest of honor, Dr. Biteko. Honorable Deputy Minister for Education, please take your stage. Asanteni sana.
CUHAS hoye. Mbona mmepooza bwana? CUHAS hoye. Dr. Samia hoye. Dr. Samia hoye. Dr. Doto Biteko hoye. Mwanza hoye. Honorable Doto Mashaka Biteko, Deputy Minister, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Energy, Honorable Mr. Saidi Mtanda, Mwanza Regional Commissioner, Mheshimiwa Mwenyekiti wa Chama cha Mapinduzi mkoa wa Mwanza, Dr. Jessica Leba, Medical Regional in Charge, Mwanza Region, Professor Erasmus Kamugisha, Vice Chancellor, Catholic University of Health and Allied Science, Dr. Fabian Mastaga, Director General, Bugando Medical Center, Professor Peter Rambau, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Research and Consultants, Catholic University of Health and Allied Science, Professor Stephen Mshana, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Planning, Finance and Administration, Catholic University of Health and Allied Science, Professor Msofe, Director of Higher Education, representing a Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, Council Member of Catholic University of Health and Allied Sciences, the main sponsors of this conference, members of the staff and the students, organizing committee, all media, participants, ladies and gentlemen, Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Honorable guest of honor, it is my great pleasure to be here today for the launch of 14th Catholic University of Health and Allied Science Annual International Scientific Conference. I'm standing here on behalf of Professor Adolf Faustin Mkenda, a Minister of Education, Science and Technology, who would like to be with us here today. but due to other equally important government commitment, he could not and hence delegate instead. Honorable guest of honor, I warmly welcome and thank you for joining us at this esteemed scientific conference, where we gather to discuss on One Health and global health security. Your presence highlights the importance of this conference and its impact on our well-being. We appreciate the support from the government led by Her Excellency President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan for strengthening the private and the public sectors, particularly in education and healthcare. For example, through Higher Education for Economic Transformation HEAT project, the government is enhancing higher education and supporting public-private partnership, including scholarship for health science staff of Catholic University of Health and Allied Sciences. The government has been a strong advocate for One Health and global health security, and we are grateful for this collaborative effort. We also acknowledge the work of Catholic University of Health and Allied Sciences. The ministry will continue to support their effort so that they realize their vision. Honorable guest of honor, today remind us of the interconnectedness of human, animal, and environmental health. The One Health approach emphasizes the need to cross-disciplinary solutions to complex health challenges. This conference allows experts, researchers, and policymakers to share insight and discuss health security as highlighted by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Erasmus Kamugisha. I am confident we will benefit from expertise of leading scientists presenting groundbreaking research and strategies to pressing health threats. I thank again Catholic University of Health and Allied Science for organizing this event. As we proceed, we invite our honored guests to share their perspectives and vision for advancing One Health and global health security. Honorable guest of honor, with these few remarks, it is my pleasure now to welcome you, Honorable Dr. Mashaka Biteko, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Energy, to deliver the special opening address. Honorable Prime Minister, would you please, you are warmly welcome.
Good morning. Kindly be seated. Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. Honorable Omar Kipanga, Deputy Minister of Education, Science and Technology, Honorable Mr. Said Mtanda, the Mwanza Regional Commissioner, the Chairman for CCM, ndugu yangu Smart, Dr. Jessica Leba, the Regional Medical Officer, Professor Erasmus Kamugisha, the CUHAS Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellor for CUHAS, Professor Peter Rambau, and Professor Stephen Mushana, the CUHAS Council members, the main sponsors of this conference, CUHAS and BMC, staff and students, organizing committee, representative from the media, participants, ladies and gentlemen, Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania tena. I would first like to thank Almighty God for the blessing of good health and that He has bestowed upon us, and for allowing us to meet here today. It is indeed an honor and privilege to stand before you today in this important 2024 Catholic University and Allied Sciences International Scientific Conference on One Health and global health security. We gather here not just as professionals in our respective fields, but also as global citizens committed to safeguarding the health of our planet and inhabitants. I thank you so much for the invitation extended to me to be also part of this conference and indeed to officiate it. When I was in Dodoma, and previously I was in Dar es Salaam, I used to receive regular calls from a lady from CUHAS. And she kept calling me every time, requesting me to attend. In a number of occasions, I would ask my assistants, what is happening in CUHAS? That is all the time I'm receiving some calls requesting me to attend. They said, we don't know. We are just told it's a scientific conference which is going to happen in Mwanza. So please, if you can make time and attend, that would be very pleasure for our office. Now, in this year alone, I've been attending some scientific conferences. This is, I think, the 5th one. And I have been enjoying attending conferences organized by scientists, people who create solutions for problems, always, people who speak solace, and people who never expect long speeches when they have their conferences. So in that endeavor, I just want to thank the lady who used to call me. I don't know whether she is here with us. Yuko hapa. Who is she? Mtweve. Anaitwa Mtweve. Yuko wapi?
Mtweve from the Secretariat, please, at the main entrance. Thank you.
No, njoo mama, njoo. You know why I want her to be recognized? Everyone should work diligently at his workplace, whether small or big. Make it happen. Keep pressing the button until it is on. So this lady, I just want to see her because she normally calls me, Mheshimiwa utakuja. And because of that, please, can we give her a round of applause? Professor Vice Chancellor, I want to indicate this. You have a very good team, and I believe this is just an indication of people who are hardworking, people who want results from their desks. Sasa mamangu, mimi bwana ni mwalimu. Napenda kupongeza aka kabasha haka ni soda yako, katafute soda ya baridi unywe. Nimefurahishwa na juhudi yako ya kazi. Thank you so much. Asante sana. Tumpigie makofi tena. Dear conference participants, before we proceed, allow me again to convey warm greetings from Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan and the Vice President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Dr. Philip Isidore Mpango, together with my boss, Honorable Kassim Majaliwa, the Prime Minister of the United Republic of Tanzania. They all convey their best wishes for the success of these scientific conferences, and they are aware that this is happening here in Mwanza, and they wish you well. In 2015, Tanzania committed to the Global Health Security Agenda Initiative and accelerate the implementation of international health regulation to prevent infectious disease from spreading globally. Tanzania progress in this regard is highlighted in the 2023 by joint external evaluation, which demonstrated a substantial progress in a number of efforts. The efforts included updating the guideline and action plans, for instance, the National Laboratory and Biosafety and Biosecurity Guideline, the National Action Plan for Health and Security Agenda, the One Health Strategic Plan of 2022 through 2027, and the National Action Plan for Antimicrobial Resistance of 2023-2028, emphasizing interdisciplinary workforce development and fostering multi-sectoral engagement. Dear participants, I'm pleased to share that the government of Tanzania is now in the process of ensuring data integration and reporting, addressing the skilled workforce shortages, integrating risk profiling assessment and response of antimicrobial resistance, emerging and re-emerging pathogens, and together with CUHAS and other institutions, we have worked together to develop this document, which now are termed as working tools. The government, again, under the leadership of Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, has successfully implemented the relevant activities using the One Health approach, especially in the following areas. I know the areas are so many, but allow me just to mention 10 of them. Number one is the preparation and implementation of the National One Health Strategic Plan as continuation of the first plan which elapsed in 2020. Number two is the preparation and implementation of One Health Monitoring and Evaluation Plan of 2024, conducting collaborative situation analysis on pathogen and toxin of concern related to infectious disease and food security in the country. Four is the preparation of priority risks of zoonotic diseases, implementation of strategic plan and guideline combating various infectious disease. Number five is the preparation of national guideline on biosafety and biosecurity. Six is conducting human resource capacity building training on biosafety and biosecurity. Number seven is the capacity building of technical working groups on emerging and preparedness and responsiveness through the One Health approach in outbreak and other health threats. Eight is the capacity building on emergency preparedness and response team at region and district level in the country. Number nine is conducting collaborative outbreak investigations for various infectious diseases in the country. 10 is coordination of countrywide education and communication campaign. For example, the government in collaboration with USAID, Breakthrough Action launched a campaign called Holela Holela Itakukost, which translates reckless is costly, to fight against zoonotic disease and antimicrobial disease using this approach, which is very famous here, One Health approach. Dear participants, Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, has continued to support the effort toward global health security, particularly providing scholarships and loans for higher learning students, the project which has increased manpower each year in the health sector. I'm also told, and we appreciate, that the CUHAS from 2007 up to 2023 has produced over close to 7,000 health professions in various cadre of medicine, pharmacy, nursing, laboratory, and medical imaging, together with radiography, who have been championing the global health security in regard to the shortage of workforce we have in the sector. We advocate the strong health security measures. As we advocate the strong health security measures, we must prioritize equity and access for all. As the government, we commend the good job done by CUHAS and BMC for carrying out enhancing competent human resource in health sector throughout the country. And here I want to indicate, Vice Chancellor, this job could be done by the government. But again, your intervention has really helped the government to ease the burden of bringing up human resource into the health sector. So we thank you and we commend the good job that have been done by your institution. Dear participants, I understand CUHAS and BMC have joined effort to raise awareness of need to address global health security through their undertaking to mitigate and prevent occurrence of emerging infectious disease threats by One Health approach. I again want to recognize and acknowledge the two recent awards, antimicrobial resistance and antimicrobial stewardship, that CUHAS and Bugando Center recently received from Ministry of Health. I wasn't there, but I just read somewhere that you received some awards, and this actually is a music to us, and we congratulate you for this success that has been obtained. I know this is a scientific conference. It demands no much words, but actions. I'm a politician, so speaking is always my job, from morning to evening. I don't want to bore you by long speeches, but again, allow me to congratulate, because I've been informed that about 150 publications have been produced by CUHAS, which have been published both nationally and internationally. This is a very big contribution to the sector. Again, we thank you for the hard work that has been done. Ladies and gentlemen, the government will continue funding and giving awards to the best scientists and best publications in the high impact journals. I would like to take this opportunity again to congratulate our overall best scientist of the year 2024, awarded by National Institute of Medical Research, Professor Stephen Mshana from the Catholic University of Health and Allied Science and Bugando Medical Center. Professor, can you please raise again so that I can see you? It is not by chance, it is by effort. Tumpigie makofi tena, Professor. Hongera sana, Professor, and we wish you well, and I believe next year, if God keeps us alive, we will again come here and clap for you for another award. And I believe you will get more competition because other people also will be working hard to take over. I believe we won't allow that to happen. You'll be always the first and the best. Thank you so much, Professor. Now, kwa ajili ya wenzetu wa media wameniambia nieleze kidogo tuko hapa kwa ajili ya nini. Chuo Kikuu cha Bugando kimekuwa kikiendesha makongamano ya namna hii ya kisayansi. Hili ni kongamano la 14 ambapo wataalamu wa sayansi ya afya wanakutana kukongamana na kujadiliana masuala mbalimbali yanayohusiana na sekta ya afya, kujadili masuala ya kisera, mbinu mbalimbali kwa ajili ya kutatua changamoto zinazokabili sekta ya afya. Kama mnavyofahamu, afya ya mwanadamu imekuwa na matishio mengi kutokana na mabadiliko mbalimbali tunayoyapata duniani. Ili kuweza kukabiliana na changamoto hizo, ni muhimu sana kufanya tafiti na ufuatiliaji wa karibu ili kuweza kujua namna gani tunaweza tukakabiliana na changamoto kwenye sekta ya afya. Sasa kongamano hili chini ya chuo chetu cha Bugando pamoja na hospitali yetu ya Bugando ndilo jukwaa pekee ama ni jukwaa mojawapo linalotusababisha tukutane hapa kujadili masuala kama hayo. Nichukua nafasi hii kuwapongeza sana chuo cha Bugando na hospitali ya Bugando kwa kuandaa kongamano hili na kuwaleta wataalamu mbalimbali kutoka ndani na nje ya nchi kwa ajili ya kujadili masuala mbalimbali ya tiba, kuanzia kuzuia magonjwa, kutibu magonjwa, ufuatiliaji na kadhalika. Vyote hivi vinafanyika si kwa bahati mbaya, ni kwa sababu tunao wataalamu wanaopenda kazi yao, wangependa kuona wanaweka alama ya kudumu kwenye nchi yetu na kwenye sekta ya afya. Na kwa kweli tunawapongeza sana Bugando. Kwa kipindi kifupi wamekuwa na machapisho mengi kwenye majarida mbalimbali ya ndani na nje ya nchi. Zaidi ya majarida 150 wamechapisha, na ambayo kwa kweli yametupa heshima kama taifa na kama taasisi kwamba tunao mchango mkubwa kwenye sekta ya afya. Nimeambiwa vile vile kuwa wamegundua, sasa sijui kwa Kiswahili nitasemaje, Profesa utanisaidia, ile Bugandensis ako kajina kamenisumbua sana. Nikataka kujua hiyo nomenclature wameitoa wapi. Wakasema hii bwana, na sisi tumeamua. Maana unajua wanasayansi wanapenda kujipendelea. Nikigundua kitu mimi naitwa doto, naweka tu sisi mwisho, inakuwa dotosis, ili watu waweze kunikumbuka. Na Bugando nao wameamua kuja na Enterobacter bugandensis, ambacho sasa sijui ni kirusi, ni species, si ndio Profesa? ni species ambayo ni very infectious wamegundua, na hii walifanya kwa mwaka 2016 ambayo kwa kweli imebadilisha sana mfumo wetu wa utoaji tiba hapa nchini, na kwa kweli imetoa mchango kwenye sekta ya afya. Kwa hiyo tunawapongeza sana kwa ugunduzi huu, na ni imani yetu kwamba wataendelea kufanya hivyo. Lakini vile vile kongamano kama hili huwa linatoa tuzo kwa mwanasayansi bora. Mwaka huu tumeambiwa Professor Steven Mshana ndio aliyekuwa, ni Professor Steven Mshana, yes, ndio aliyekuwa mwanasayansi, sasa sijui Kiswahili chake, best scientist ambaye amepata tuzo hii iliyotolewa na medical research. Kwa hiyo tunawapongeza sana kwa kazi kubwa hii walioifanya. Ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I wish you to approach this conference with curiosity and collaboration. Together we can pave the way for a better and more secure future. Let us harness the power of our collectiveness, knowledge, creativity, experience, determination to advancing One Health agenda and protect our global community. With these many words and these remarks, I now have an honor to declare that this 2024 Catholic University Allied Sciences and International Scientific Conference on One Health and Global Health Security is officially opened. I thank you for your kind attention.
May we clap our hands again. And I don't want to take you back to what Honorable Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister for Energy have spoken. We have it recorded, and really it's a guiding principle for our new academic year. And thank you so much, Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister for Energy, for taking time to come here. I appreciate, and we understand that you have so many responsibilities and obligations under the leadership of Her Excellency President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan. So may I now allow you to proceed with other government regulations and other activities. Thank you so much. We stand up as the guest of honor proceed for another activities. A special picture here with the Deputy Prime Minister, with the best scientist of the year. This is a very special picture of its kind, with the best scientist of the year for the year 2024.